The following is a production of Learfield Sports.
A rough first semester for the Wisconsin Badgers, only one win in 12 games, but after 3 weeks off, they're rejuvenated and ready for the second half. We'll hear from Badgers coach Mike Eaves in just a moment. I'm Brian Posick, radio voice for the Wisconsin hockey team, and the Badger Hockey Digest starts right now.
The Badger Hockey Digest is brought to you by Charter Communications.
So, with US Cellular, you get 4 lines and 10 gigs for $130 a month. And you can upgrade your phone every year. Say, upgrade.
Upgrade? US Cellular lets you upgrade every year?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Great. Just sign this.
This is how I sign up?
I don't make the rules, Mr. Westbrook.
At US Cellular, get 4 lines with 10 gigs for just $130 a month. And upgrade your phone every year. US Cellular.
Well, the Badgers returned to Madison on Sunday, had a captain's practice back on the ice Monday for team drills. And Mike, it's been 3 weeks since your club has played a game. Came back with some energy, but there's always a little rust, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So it's good. The boys had a captain's practice on Sunday night, so the coaches don't have to watch the rust fall off, which is a good thing. And then we got back at it yesterday in practice, and we talked about this break was an opportunity to reboot the computer, shut it down, start it up again. But we want to make sure that there's an understanding, there's a reality that happens when you restart the computer, and that things don't change. The fundamentals by which you play good hockey, you have to go back to those. Those are the areas of playing hard, smart, and playing well as a team. And the emphasis yesterday was getting back to the one-on-one battles. For 3 weeks, they haven't done that. They haven't wrestled with anybody or hit anybody or punched anybody, and that's where the conditioning comes in. That's a different kind of a conditioning from skating up and down the ice. So the guys are pretty tired during practice yesterday. It was hard for them to be energetic because they're spending their energy in a one-on-one combative situation. It was good to see at the end of practice, though, we did some things that involved, some games, some conditioning, and their energy level rose to a good level again. So that was a good way to end practice. But we go back again today and the rest of the week and make sure we're doing good things in those areas that we mentioned about the hard, the smart, and as a team.
Yeah, and there are a few areas in particular you really want to stress here this week leading up to Michigan Tech, right?
There is. I think as we look at our first half, some of the things, the areas that we broke down because of our youth or because of lack of experience or because we didn't function well, execute well, is the fact that in our own zone we were there but we weren't there at times, so we got to pick up on that. I think our emphasis on blue line turnovers will continue. I think, whether you're a young team or an old team, that's an area that you need to have your hands on. And I think if you take a look, our production is down in terms of goal scoring, and I think we're going to have the mental attitude of manufacturing goals. And I think that's an area that will become an emphasis for us in the second half as we move forward.
Yeah, and that means drills and getting to the net, bodies to the net a lot, right?
Pucks and bodies, and I think that if that becomes an emphasis. In going down the stretch, I really liked what we did in our offensive zone when we went low to high. Our defense, when we're moving, we got people and pucks to the net. We need to do more of that, have that more consistent in our play, and that'll manufacture some more goals for us.
All right, the Badgers are healthy heading into the second half. More on that coming up after this.
We'll be making a traditional octopus salad, drizzled with some olive oil and topped with a dash of salt and pepper.
It's funny how seeing a clearer picture can lead you to see the bigger one. Get the most HD channels and the fastest internet on the most advanced fiber network. Charter Spectrum. Where will it take you?
Some call it a miracle. Others call it science. But for those who've needed a kidney transplant like Kelly Krager, they simply call it a new lease on life. For nearly 5 decades, UW Health and the University of Wisconsin have been national leaders in the field of kidney transplant, providing a new life for recipients and assuring a normal life for living donors. Miracle? Science? Maybe it's a little bit of both. UW Health. Remarkable.
Well, the Badgers are back to full health for the most part. Defenseman Eddie Whitko, who had missed the previous 7 games in the first half with a broken finger, and Adam Rockwood out with an ailment as well, both back on the ice this week and ready to go. And certainly good to see Eddie back there. He brings you some stability in the back end, doesn't he?
Well, we missed the big man just because of his physical presence. So when he's on the ice, people go, oh, he's a big guy. Yeah. And he brings that, he can make a hit that's going to change the course of a game. So, we missed his presence. It'll be good to have him back on the ice and give, as you said, that stability to our defensive core. And then up front, talk about young Cameron Hughes. I think we saw, Cameron got his first goal in Denver.
Adam Rockwood.
Adam Rockwood.
Yep,
Thank you. And, it was looking like he was going to start to break through, and then he has this condition that he's dealing with, and we missed him because we had some chemistry. He has that offensive flair. Talk about manufacturing goals. Well, he can create some offense because of his natural ability. So it's good to have Adam back in the lineup as well, and get that chemistry going again. And it'll be fun for us. I think the guys are excited to have everybody healthy and get going.
Yeah, we think of Adam Rockwood, we think of Cameron Hughes, who you brought up also. Here are 2 young men that were very gifted players at the junior ranks. They have offensive skills. Yeah. They can put points and goals up on the board. You would think that they're a little bit more comfortable now leading into the second half.
If you go back and look at history, Brian, if you go back and look at other talented young forwards they have here, and one of the guys that comes to mind is Derek Stepan. Derek Stepan was basically the same age as these 2 young men coming out of Shattuck St. Mary's. And it took, Derek, it wasn't until after Christmas that he really started to put any numbers of significance up. He probably had about the same numbers as Cameron and Adam in some relativity. And so now they come back. We, as a coaching staff, are expecting good things from these young people because they've had, the first half of the season under their belt.
Yeah, and we were talking about defensive zone coverage, and obviously having Eddie Whitko back, that big body helps. Do you have to be more physical in the defensive zone? Would you like to see more of that?
Well, it's a combination because you can be overly physical and A, take penalties, B, get yourself out of position. So it's a combination of hard and smart. And you talk to any coach in any team sport, they understand that concept. And our guys need to have a realization of what that blend of those 2 things are to be the most effective they can.
Yeah. What a way to start the second half for Wisconsin. Home against Michigan Tech, home against #1 Boston University. 4 games in 3 weeks against Minnesota, and Michigan sprinkled in there as well. That's quite a schedule coming up.
If I'm a young player and I'm looking at that, A, we're not in school, so our whole commitment in terms of our energy and mind and spirit is about playing hockey. This is a fun time of year for coaches and players because for the next 3 weeks it's hockey and it's more hockey. And to have those kind of competitions, we can dedicate our whole soul and being to getting ready to play those games and really being excited about that. So it's exciting that we are playing these people, and I think our guys are looking forward to the challenge.
All right, and then Michigan Tech's in town this weekend. Here's a team that's 14-4, 8-0 in true road games. They're one of the best defensive teams in the country, led by goaltender Jamie Phillips. Mel Pearson, their head coach, has got that program back and where it used to be back in the late 60s and 70s.
Well, it's amazing what good goaltending will do for you. The penalty killing is at 91%, and we've watched Coach Shuey and I have watched some games, and it starts in the net. He's made some phenomenal saves that we've seen in our videos. So, from the goal line out, they got good goaltending, excellent goaltending actually. And then you watch them play. They play hard, and they play pretty well together. I don't think they have any superstar forwards if you look at their numbers, but they play well collectively. And when you play well collectively, it's like having a bunch of superstars because everybody is pitching in. They accept their roles. They excel at it. And as a result, they have good numbers in terms of wins and losses.
Yeah, there are 2 players that stand out, though. Tanner Caro, number 10, he's got 6 goals, 21 points. Alex Patan, number 23, 8 goals and 16 points. But I think they have 8 or 9 guys with 3 goals or more. It's a balanced attack.
And that's exactly what we're talking about. And when you have that, I think everybody takes great pride in the role they have and what they do, and it becomes a weapon for them.
Yep, big month at home, too, for the Badgers, which is nice to see.
Well, it is. I think I'm excited about that, and I think we as a staff are excited. I think the players are excited because we had so many buys in the first part, and now we get to play at home, and we have great competition coming in. And the guys want to play now, and I think in some ways our hope is that we play good hockey And when you're playing good hockey and you're playing every weekend, that's a good combination, because then you can get on a roll and just keep that steam engine rolling along. So our hope is that happens, and our fans are going to see some real good hockey here in the Kohl Center.
Right, thanks for your time. Good luck this
Thanks,
weekend.
Brian.
Sure, that's Badgers coach Mike Eaves. Wisconsin and Michigan Tech, both games start at 7 o'clock Friday and Saturday night. Both games on the Badgers Sports Network and BadgerSportsNetwork.com. Also, Saturday's game has been picked up by the Big Ten Network, so you can watch it if you'd like. For Mike Eaves, I'm Brian Posick. Thanks for watching the Badger Hockey Digest.